I'm sitting here with Jamie Ryan. That's a great name because it sounds like you're already famous.
Oh, thanks.
Jamie Ryan, actor
Yes.
and filmmaker.
Yes.
And what else do you do?
Several things. I'm actually an IT geek on the side, my day job, so to speak.
IT
But,
geek.
Oh yeah, big time. Nice geek. Gotta like the geek trying to be an actor, you know? Usually the other way around. Anyway.
Now you do. What's your? You have anything running right now that we can see you in? Because you have one of those faces that, like, I know I've seen him in something. What have I seen you in?
I've worked in some featured background parts in some films that are out, like Mall Cop, Bride Wars. There was another film up that was shot in Boston called What Doesn't Kill You. It's Brian Goodman's story. I was in that. And a couple other pictures that are coming out. But mainly I'm here to talk a little bit about the New England Film and Crew group that we have up in Massachusetts.
Right now, you call that? Is that the shindig or that's something
No,
else?
it's basically a little bit of like a website that people in the area basically come together, find out some casting calls, any kind of events, something like this. I believe
Yep.
Neil. He
yep.
posted the event on that page and got another.
What's the name of the page again?
New England Cast and Crew.
New England Cast and Crew.
Right.
Cast and Crew.
Talent and Crew. It's a Facebook page as well. So
Okay.
it's Chuck runs it.
So it's like a little networking site
Yes.
or a networking site
Right.
for actors and everybody. Then, if your crew, if your boom mic, if your camera, all of that stuff.
Exactly. People can post what they're looking for, and there's, I believe, a few thousand members on the site already. And so, someone's looking for a cameraman or someone's looking for a sound guy, a makeup person. They can post it there, and people will see it. Will receive emails and have a chance to, basically look to fill these positions in different films. But it's growing. It's like a growing portal for the industry in New England now. So, as more and more films are coming here.
Right now, you were talking about that fact that it's growing out here,
Yes.
right?
Yes, actually, right now there's at least I believe three major films that are shooting right now, and a few coming over the summer. But we've noticed that
In New England
in
or
New
in
England,
Connecticut?
in all over New England.
New England, okay.
The thing that we've learned though that is they're actually coming here not only to shoot the New England background and the landscapes, they're actually shooting films from other staged in other areas. Like I was just telling you, this movie, The Proposal, that's coming out was filmed up in Gloucester, Mass, but the location of the film is in Alaska. So they did a lot of
Right. green
green screening in Gloucester. It's interesting to see giant mountains in the back of Gloucester. And I worked on the film myself, so we were shooting a scene at the airport, and they had the big cranes with the green screens about the size of
Yeah.
the billboard, where they were going to
Wow.
push the mountains on the back. So it's pretty neat to see the finished product.
And that was in Gloucester, Massachusetts. Where is Gloucester?
It's like up in the northern
Is it
tip.
Okay.
Northern. It's like a nice rocky, lighthouse town. One of those.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they do that to that saves money, obviously.
Right. Yeah. So we have noticed that there are shooting films of the movie The Surrogates with Bruce Willis is coming out, I believe, in September, and that's like a futuristic kind of science fiction film. And again, I don't think you're going to notice that it was filmed in Boston. It's just more of a futuristic society. But they filmed it here, in the New England area. And I guess, but we've noticed that they're actually making movies here, not just because of the locations, but more or less, just to film here.
Right.
So there's a nice talent pool growing. And as you can see today,
Yeah.
with all the people here, I mean, it's.
Now, what's your dream? Are you going to be an actor? Are you going to take the tech geek farther, or
Well,
what's it?
I really like this part.
What's it going to say on your tombstone?
Oh, I don't know. Probably gonna be looking for me. If I'm lucky, I can find something. I don't know. But mainly, I do like being involved in the industry for the art piece. And
Yep.
I started out doing some background work, and it's a way to get yourself in and become familiar with being on set and learning from a director and just even from other people, how to behave there and everything.
Right.
Just, little things. And for my second job, I became eligible to join the Screen Actors Guild, and I've been a member of that for over a year now.
So you are in the union.
Yes, I'm in SAG and the after union as well. And it's a different, kind of, I don't know, let's call it an achievement, but I think when you have that, your SAG card, it's just, there's some sort of a camaraderie with the people around
Yeah.
here. They have meetings, and in Boston anyway, a lot of people from Rhode Island come up, which more of the actors are from like the Boston, Rhode Island, some of the New Hampshire area. They usually show up at all these meetings. But I think what I've seen, the last 2 years, there's got to be at least 2 or 3 mixers a month
Yeah.
in New England, coming down here Rhode Island's a hotbed for things.
Yeah, more and more, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, the casting agencies are growing. They're offering classes. They're all filled up. I mean,
Now, would you say it's worth it to join the union?
I like being part of the union. I think a lot of it's funny because I go to a couple of these classes and they always talk about this guy that his second job he gets his waivers and joins the union. I'm that guy. So
Yeah.
I joined with very little acting experience in classes, but I was okay with it because I know a couple of jobs were coming up. I have from what people have told me, I have like a blue collar look where I get a lot of police and
Yep.
jail guards, teacher or whatever, those kinds of roles. So for me it was easy to just get the card and with the work last year I pretty much earned it back in a month. I mean
Yeah.
the fee, and it's a pretty sizable fee to join the union. But I've also noticed that you get called a little bit more for the major films that are here. Last weekend they had the open call for The Fighter, this movie starring Mark Wahlberg
Yep.
and I believe Christian Bale. It's the Mickey Ward story. It's a fighter from Lowell, Mass.
Okay.
Anyway, they did about I'd say about 3,000 people showed up for the open call. Just a huge line. I mean, they're looking for fighters. They're looking for people to be in the gym and that kind of stuff. And there are a lot of people dressed up for fighting. But as far as being in the union, you can kind of go through the line. They kind of know who you are, and you pretty much get a little bit of a
Now they were casting
preference.
for the lead part.
no, not the lead,
Okay.
just for some background.
Oh,
and some other
background fighter.
parts.
Okay.
And it's just they get to figure out who's going to be around those dates and what kind of people they look for and certain looks. Again, from the story, I guess it's kind of you've maybe might have grew up in a low income family kind of situation, so they're looking for people to play, in impoverished neighborhoods, kind of
Right.
like a rough kid growing up in the streets kind of thing.
In Massachusetts.
So, yeah, and so I mean his story.
Because Lowell's a tough town.
Yeah, it's
I've driven
definitely a
through.
tough town. Yeah. Made it through.
You wanted to mention Chuck Slavens?
Sure. Chuck was going to be here today, but he actually got called out. He had to go to LA for something. He has a meeting on Monday. He's working on a few things, and he'll be back next week. But he does have a shindig every other month. It's called the Filmmaker Shindig.
Okay.
It's in Quincy, Mass. at Blue 22. It's a restaurant. It's right by Quincy Center, actually. It's really neat. And actually, people will come, filmmakers and actors, to look to see about, almost like a mini casting call. If like someone has a small independent film, they want to find an actor or maybe some help, set help, you'll find it there. As a matter of fact, the last one, the one I went to in January, there was a woman from Vermont who was looking for some SAG actors to work on her film. And she hired myself and my friend Margot, who's also a SAG actress, to be in her film up in Burlington, Vermont. So people have successfully found work with it. They've found ways to be a part of films. It's not a union-only thing either. It's independent films you can find. People just want to try working in films for the first time. So it's a really good network kind of thing to.
And that's Actors Shindig?
Filmmakers Shindig.
Filmmakers Shindig.
Right. He's been doing it for over a year now, and it keeps growing and growing and growing. And actually, the venue he's at now is almost starting to be too small. So we're pretty much looking. I don't know. He might be looking for a new venue. I don't know, but it has taken off pretty
So you
well.
can go online and find that.
Filmmakershindig.com.
Oh, okay.
Or at chuckslavin.com, which is his website as well. Chuck's been doing this for a long time, and he mainly, out of all the actors, we seem to be pretty close. I mean, with all these different events, we're always showing up. People see each other once, twice a month, and now you have the Facebook where everything flies on these social networking sites. And he's like the go-to guy to find out any information in the New England area. People are looking, they want to find out about a movie, about who's doing, some stand-in work, which casting agency, is awarded the film. He seems to be on the cutting edge of all this information, and everyone seems to know him. So he's kind of like the, almost like the governor of all the, all the actors. But he does a lot of nice things for us. So.
All right. So check out Filmmaker Shindig.
Filmmaker Shindig.
And check out, once again,
my site, just JamieRyan.com. I also do this, a small thing we were doing. It's called Double Parked Films.
Okay.
And basically what we're trying to do is cut a couple short, 30-second, slightly offensive YouTube episodes. Okay. I won't explain how offensive, but just more or less of something to be short and entertaining for people to see quick. So we've been developing a few of these right now. It's been it's just a different way of seeing how you can get media out. Just a real quick thing, the way television works now, where you have a 90-minute show that has to finish 90 minutes. Well, with the whole YouTube and anything that's not necessarily just YouTube, but anything you can make on demand,
Right.
you can get somebody a 2-minute or a 30-second clip to watch now. So they don't have to wait till 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock to have a show come on or
Right.
have any stretched out, content. So that's another
And that's
thing
what that's what
I'm
you're
working on that now with a group of guys.
you're like a
so-
creative element
Right.
to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is my geek skills come in. I've been making films for a while with kids. I have a summer youth program that I work for with the city of Boston, and we've been just making a bunch of films with them. So my skills are kind of coming together.
And you're all over the map between
I'm all over
taking
the
care of kids and slightly offensive lies Jamie Ryan.
That's right. Thank you very
Thanks for
much.
coming.
Thanks for having me.